In this video, we're going to talk about theme recommended plugins. If the theme creator or shop that you purchase your theme from has been created with best practices, then they will not include functionality within the theme. They won't include things that are called custom post types or the actual functions that only plugins should include. And usually, these themes will also come with a notification to let you know that they recommend a certain set of plugins. Those plugins are not always required to be used, but they're recommended for accomplishing exactly what you would need to accomplish in this theme setup. So I'll read through this. A professionally developed theme that is created by a knowledgeable developer will sometimes come with theme recommended plugins. Theme recommended plugins, as I said earlier, they will appear as a notification at the top of the dashboard after you install your free or premium site. The majority of the time, theme recommended plugins are optional to actually have your WordPress website run in an optimal way. Because theme recommended plugins are plugins, they will add more functionality to your theme. And if you have a preference for alternative plugins that perform similar functionality, you can install those plugins as well. All right, so what I'll take you to is the theme that we just installed. This is the screen that we left on the last video. And after we installed ShopStar, it says this theme recommends the following plugins. Here's the notification we talked about: Anti-Spam, Breadcrumb Nav XT, Contact Form 7, Page Builder by SiteOrigin, SiteOrigin CSS, SiteOrigin Widgets, Bundle, WooCommerce, and Yoast SEO. That's a great little suite of plugins for them to actually include. And so, because we're just walking through this tutorial, we won't skip any of them. But as I said before, as you learn more about creating or setting up your WordPress websites, then you'll learn that there are alternative plugins. Or if you're involved in a WordPress community, local community like a meetup group, you can ask around to members of your meetup group and find out if there are alternatively functioning plugins within the same type of plugins that they recommend. So, in order to install the theme recommended plugins, I can click on this notification that says begin installing plugins. So if I click on it now, it actually takes me to an automatic plugin installer. And I can choose to install each plugin one by either clicking the install button like this, and I return to the required plugins installer, or I can do a bulk action by selecting the checkbox next to the title of plugin, and it selects all the plugins, and then grabbing the bulk action here, selecting install, and applying that bulk action. Now, all of the plugins will be installed. And as you can see, I do have one error, one plugin with an error. It says an error occurred while installing anti-spam. Destination folder already exists. That was the plugin that we installed earlier, and we just accidentally did not see that it was selected. I didn't actually pay attention, but all the other plugins installed successfully, and I can return to the required plugins installer if I wanted to by clicking that. And I can now click the bulk actions and do a bulk activation, because none of these plugins that I just installed are active yet until I activate them. So I'm going to do a bulk activate and apply. So all of the theme recommended plugins have now been installed and activated. If I want to see where my plugins are located, I can go to the left sidebar under plugins and click on installed plugins. I'll ignore this notification by WooCommerce and I'll go check that out later because we're not going to set up WooCommerce right now. Now, I'll go back to appearance or plugins, installed plugins, and I will look at all of the plugins that are installed. So there we have it. These are all the plugins that are installed. These are two of the default plugins, Hello Dolly and Akismet Anti-Spam. Those are both default plugins that I usually delete. But that's it for our topic on the theme recommended plugins. See you in the next video.